Hey guys, here's the Kona Process 153 DL. So this is the bike I ended up buying. um, it's freaking amazing. It's a little bit lighter than the stock 153. Um, yeah, I'll just show you the differences between this one and the 153 non-DL version. All right, so we'll start off with the front fork. This is the RockShox Pike 160 millimeter. It has, instead of the RC, which has like 13 selections here, this one only has 3. You have a pedal, trail, and wide open. And then you also have the low speed compression knob at the top. This helps small bump sensitivity. So if you like turn this all the way to counterclockwise, you get a really smooth ride on the ground, but you also get like a lot of brake dive. So this is basically the balance between those two things. If you have it set a little bit harder, you'll ride a little higher in a travel too. So you kind of, mess with that as depending on whether you're going uphill or downhill and that sort of thing. So that's that. You don't have that low speed compression on the Pike RC, so only with the RC T3. As far as like performance between the two different forks on the two different bikes, it's basically the exact same fork. You're just missing out on some of the additional adjustments. So that's basically it, but there's really not much difference in performance. Just adjustability. So the other difference is, one of the other differences is this rear shock. This is the RC3 Monarch Plus. On the other bike, I think you get the RL, Monarch RL, Monarch Plus RL, something like that. I don't know what it's called exactly. But basically that one has 2 selections on the knob here, and this one has 3. So this one you have pedal, trail, and wide open. On the other one I think you have pedal and wide open. And honestly, all you really need is 2 on there. Trail I don't really use very often. I guess you could climb in trail, and you'll have a little more traction. But usually when I'm climbing, I'll put it in, in the pedal mode, and then when I get to the top of the hill or whatever it is and ready to go downhill, I'll just have it wide open. So I don't really use trail so much, so I don't think that's much of a difference between the 2 shocks. So the DL, as far as suspension, feels nearly the same. I mean, there's really not much difference, just more adjustability, I guess, for this one. And you have the 1x11 system, which is freaking awesome. That's probably the biggest difference between the DL version and the non-DL is the chain noise. And like, this bike is really quiet compared to the non-DL version. Like, you have a lot of chain slap, and like you hear the gears, the derailleurs making noise, it's rubbing the chain. It's just sort of a little noisier. This one's just like really quiet, and that's probably the biggest difference that I enjoy between 2 bikes, is this drivetrain. It's really great. It has, I'm not sure what the gear ratio is. I think it's like a 42. I'm not sure what the lowest one is. I want to say a 10 to 42, I think, something like that. But anyways, as far as climbing, like this 42 tooth here is like, it's good, man. Like, I don't feel like I'm missing out at all. When I'm climbing, when I'm going downhill, I do will spin out. Like, I'll get to the hardest gear and I'll pedal on that, and it sort of starts to, I guess, spin out a little bit, so you kind of lose that. But I never really need to go top out in my hardest gear, so that's not really even like a problem, honestly, at all. You do have the XT brakes on this one. So that's nice, they're great brakes. I do feel like they have a little more modulation, so they don't lock up. It's sort of not on and off like the, I'm not even sure what brake is. I think there's a Shimano, I don't know. I'm not even sure exactly which brakes are on the 153 non-DL. But these ones do feel like I have a little more control over braking. Those brakes were fine. I mean, I don't know if you necessarily need to go to the XT version, but yeah, they're a good brake. They're great. I mean, you have a lot of control. They're center lock. You have the Ice Tech rotors, which keeps the braking working well, keeps everything cool. So yeah, it's pretty badass. I did notice someone commented on the spokes being a different color on the DL version. I hadn't even noticed that, but these are black. And on the non-DL, you'll have the silver spokes, or chrome colored spokes. The hubs are different. I think these are Novatec hubs. You know, I don't know. They do the job. Nothing, you know, fantastic about them. This bike, actually, the rear hub, actually like the way the freewheel sounds. You can hear it, but it's not super loud. So I really do. I like that about it. When you're coasting, you know, it sounds pretty good. Trying to think of any differences. On the non-DL, you'll have the same dropper seat post, the Integra. It's not my favorite dropper post. I've had a little bit of trouble with the button on it being a little difficult to push. So you kind of have to fiddle with it a little bit. Not super happy or excited about that seat post, but it does the job. I had the RockShox Reverb before, and that one was sort of, I like that one a lot. I didn't have any problems at all with that one. So this might get switched out. I might sell this one in my old seat post and get a RockShox Reverb. So here's the lever. Here. That's the lever. Sometimes it's hard to push this guy down to get the seat to move. So, I don't know. There's some adjustability here too with the cable tension. So there's that. Let's see, is there any more differences? I think that's pretty much all of the differences between the bikes. Yeah, I did go tubeless. So, you know, you save a little bit of weight and you can go lower in air pressure, which is great. You can get more traction, so when you're going up a hill, steep hill, you just can sit and you can just feel the tires grabbing the terrain. And it's pretty nice. Like, you won't spin, you know, you won't spin your tires because of having too much air pressure in there. So that's great. I saw a review of these on Bike Magazine, these specific tires, and I'm not sure what his last name is, but his first name is Vernon at Bike Magazine, was talking about running them anywhere from 24 to 28 PSI. I was running at like 30 PSI. So, I mean, you can even go lower, you know? And I tried going lower and yeah, it feels great. So, I mean, that's pretty amazing to go, you know, you save some weight and you get more traction with, and then you don't have to worry about getting flats as often either. Because if you get a thorn or something in your tire, the fluid in there will seal, you know, the holes and stuff that you get. So I almost feel like I don't have to worry much about my tires going flat at all. I've had these on here for, I think it's been a little over a month, and I haven't had any problems with flats or anything like that. So that's pretty cool. You'll notice that these have the DL wheels, the green wheels, because, you know, they pull all these parts off of the DL bike. I really liked the orange, so that's why I went with this frame instead. So yeah, I think that's pretty much all the differences. I got these pedals not too long ago. They're pretty light. They're cool because they're rebuildable. These are the Deity pedals. I think Deity compound pedals. All these pins are replaceable except for these two inside here. But they're completely rebuildable. I can buy different colors of the actual platform pedal itself for like 18 bucks. It's just the plastic, and then I can take all these parts off and switch them out. So that's actually pretty cool. And I think that's pretty much it. So that's the Kona Process 153 DL. If you're in the market for a bike, I don't think you can go wrong with this one. You can go non-DL and save some money. If you're gonna do anything on that non-DL, with, you know, if you want to upgrade anything, I would definitely go for the drivetrain. I think that's the biggest difference between the bikes. But yeah, man, it's a badass bike. Yeah, see you guys later. That was cool, as a drop off.